from CSF. I keep looking over there,
You're
sorry. I'm Tori Bai, and I'll be graduating with a degree in math and a music minor. I'd say the biggest way I saw God was working was the friendships that I was able to build through CSF. I really got to see grace from the people at CSF and true friendship, and I think that's something really special about the Christian community. So I was in a Bible study with this gal from Korea, and there was one day we were in church together, and the pastor was like, you know, talk to the person next to you and then pray for each other's needs. And that was super neat. And so we talked about our families and things we were concerned about. And so then we prayed, and she seemed kind of nervous. And afterwards she was like, that was my first time praying. And that was like the coolest thing ever to be a part of, when someone steps into that and starts talking to God and things like that. My advice would largely be, don't be intimidated by other Christians. I know a lot of people feel that way, like you come to CSF and all these Christians are like smiling and they seem popular, and it's intimidating. But don't be, because other Christians are also intimidated and struggle with confidence and struggle with their faith. So be honest and let yourself be vulnerable with them. International CSF has really helped me to grow. I got to lead Bible studies with people that barely knew the Bible, and with people that had known the Bible for a while and got to teach me a different perspective. And there's something about explaining your faith and showing other people, especially from around the world, that's really powerful. In 5 weeks and 0 days, I'm going to be getting married, which is super exciting. I'll also be graduating, obviously. Hopefully I pass all my classes. If I don't, well, I'm leaving anyways, so I'll be moving to Omaha, where my fiance and I have an apartment lined up. Yep, and then looking for a job.
My name is Austin Gapehart. I'll be graduating with a degree in visual communications and design. One of the biggest ways I've seen Jesus working in the ministry is the reverse trick-or-treating and the stuff we do like for campus specifically. And so like handing out coffee and then going around to doors and handing out candy or pizza we've done before, and then just praying for people that would like to be prayed for is one of the biggest things. I think it's cool to serve campus in those ways. I think some of the best memories come from like the in-between spots kind of like from mission trips and just different events that we have. And so there's a couple, like when I went on the Kentucky trip, we always played basketball in there in the gym, and I made a half-court shot from in a wheelchair, which is pretty cool. And then going on the Cincinnati trip, most people know I was in a boot, and so that was challenging but also fun. So Hannah thought it was funny when I had to cross the street in a walker because we found a walker, so that was pretty funny. But yeah, there's a lot of good times in between, like when we play Mafia or just games like at night. Those are some of my favorite memories. I would say definitely get plugged in with CSF. It's a lot of fun, and you grow a lot just as a person and spiritually. Some of the things that I've done to kind of grow is get involved like with mission trips. I was kind of nervous to go on my first mission trip, and then when I did, like, you don't regret it. So I'm happy that I did do that, and then I ended up going on a second one to Cincinnati because of the first one. And then getting involved with a small group also has been very beneficial. Just getting to know some guys like more personal level and kind of a friendship base outside of just like a big group church setting has been great. So I think just finding different areas to grow, whether it be on mission trips or within church or within a small group, I think is helpful. I guess I first just like to say, like, I'd like to thank CSF as a whole. I think it's a great group and community to get involved with. Like all the leaders are great. It's fun just to get to know everyone and then get to know your community, especially, which definitely happens like within those mission trips, long van rides, stuff like that. I think that's awesome, and so the leaders in CSF does a great job at putting that together. So next, I have actually accepted a position at Hayneedle in Omaha as a UX designer, which is like a user experience, like designing web pages and stuff like that. So I'll be moving there after I graduate, and then we'll see what happens after that.
I do that.
Yeah.
My name is David Crumland, and I am graduating with, I said 5th year senior. Everybody knows that. My name is David Crumland, and I'll be graduating this year with a degree in psychology and a minor in health science. As a senior, I don't know everybody now. I used to know a lot of people, but now I just know just a few. I know the guys I meet with, the guys I live with, and then at our table. But there's a lot of people that I don't know, and so it's really cool to see that those people are doing ministry outside of what I know. And so it's not just me being involved with everything, but now like there's people that do coffee, people that stand, and there's ministries all over campus that I'm not involved in, that I don't even know about. And so I think it's really cool to see as I'm leaving, more people are being more involved that I don't even know about, and the ministry is still growing and functioning. My first 2 years I wasn't as plugged in as I am now, and the thing that really set that off was when a senior approached me and said, let's get coffee, let's get connected here. And so that really set the foundation for me to always want to meet with somebody that's older than me. And if I'm always meeting with somebody that's older, I'm always getting their wisdom, and I'm always getting their knowledge and their experiences that can help, boost me forward. And then as I got older, I learned how important it was for me to be pouring to somebody else. And so I think the biggest thing that I've learned is that it's so important to be reaching out to somebody new, but also having somebody old be pouring into you. It kind of go forward a lot without necessarily thinking in depth about things, but I don't want to say that's for me that has been such a big part of who I've become and how I've gotten here. It's because I wasn't too cautious, and so I think I made a lot of mistakes along that because I didn't think a lot of things through, but I also had a lot of things that kind of popped up that God really just kind of pushed me out and did without thinking. And so I think now that I've spent 5 years here and it's over, it's weird that it's over, and so I'm glad that I went forward with all that I had. And so I'd just say that if you're just now starting, or if you're a junior year, or wherever you're at, just to don't be concerned about what's going to go wrong, because God can always work through good things and always work through bad things, and just to do stuff. Next, I'm getting married in the summer to a super hot girl. Don't put it on there, she's gonna not like that.
Totally putting that on there.
Oh no. Yeah, getting married, and then we're gonna stay here in Kearney for a little bit. I'm working at the hospital as a phlebotomist, so I draw blood. I'm hoping that they will promote me to lobotomy in a little bit, but I don't think my chances are very high of that. But yeah, we'll be sticking around here and just doing life.
So your first question is super difficult. What is your name, and what will you be graduating with a degree in?
Well, my name is Ashton Watson, and I will be graduating with a degree in the Bachelor's of Science of Education. One way that I have seen Jesus move in CSF has been through bringing Chris and Monica here with us. We were, in a time of transition, and lots of prayers going and happening, just waiting for God to bring us the right people to help lead CSF. And so bringing them here has really impacted my life. And so I'm very thankful that God brought them here. And I think it's just a good reminder that God always provides and He's always faithful for us. I think my best and favorite memories have been when we have gone on mission trips or gone on retreats, and just being with my community, being with my best friends, and learning and growing and serving and having fun together. I think have been my best memories.
For sure.
Also, hitting people in the head with volleyballs is pretty fun too.
Yeah. Champion kill ball over there. There's probably a few people that are glad that you're graduating, so you can't hurt them in kill ball anymore.
Probably. I think I would just encourage everyone to go on a mission trip. You don't know how God will grow you personally, or how He will use that experience to impact you, or how you could impact others. And also, you don't know how the relationships that you will build with other people. And so that's just kind of how God worked through my life through CSF as well, and has impacted me the most, I think, through the whole ministry of CSF. So I just think I would just encourage everybody to do that. It's just been great. I've loved it. I didn't think I would like it this much because I wasn't in Omaha. When I came to college, my best friends were in Omaha and I was here in Kearney. But yeah, I've loved it, and it's been such a good experience through CSF and through the college here. So yeah. Hopefully grad school. Still waiting to hear. Hopefully get my master's, and hopefully I'll still be in Kearney. So that's my hope. My life is funny, 'cause it's a joke, but okay, are we voice checking? Hi, my name is Hannah Beck, and I am an elementary education major who's minoring in music, and I will be graduating in December of 2016. I've seen God at work throughout CSF in multiple ways, but I think one of the ways is just through CSF being relational to those around them, and just reaching out to the community and to the campus. It's been really cool to see even students on campus that don't go to CSF that know what CSF is and what they stand for, because CSF is just nice people that have love that they get to give to others because God first loved us. I think another way that I've seen God work through CSF is through the staff, and Kelly has been a great mentor to me. We started meeting up, I think, my sophomore year, and probably at first I was just a really confused college student. I didn't understand why I was going to the classes I was going to, and Kelly really helped me refocus during that sophomore year that I'm in these classes so that I can build relationships with the students in my class, and it's not supposed to be centered around me, and just show them God's love through actions and words, and not necessarily preach the gospel to them, but show the gospel through what I do. And I think Kelly's been a great encouragement through that, and she willingly met with me every week, even when it was a struggle because me. And Rachel's been a great influence for me. She always has the phrase to live life intentionally. I kept hearing her say be intentional with people, and I really didn't understand what that meant whatsoever. It wasn't until this year that I finally understood kind of what she meant. Show people God's love, and you can make that choice. You can make the choice of ignoring that person, or you can make the choice of showing them that you care about them and you love them. And then through those relationships, not just letting them fizzle out, but being real about meeting up with those people, or sharing what you've learned to those people too. So I think that's what intentionality looks like, and I think we need a lot more intentional people in the body of Christ. So I guess a couple memories that come to mind from CSF. One would be the spring break trip. We went to Cincinnati, and I honestly didn't know what to expect, but I learned a lot about poverty and homelessness. I really got to develop a relationship with a couple of the homeless people. We also did a prayer walk throughout Cincinnati. That was a moment where I was able to see God work as well. Prayer really does have an impact, and we might not see that impact that very second or that very minute, but we'll definitely be able to see it as things come to full circle. I guess some advice I have: don't just stand on the outside looking in, but get involved with whether that's helping with worship, or whether that's helping with cleanup, or whether it's helping with setup for CSF, or maybe it's in your local church. A lot of times we're stagnant and just looking on the outside, thinking that there aren't any jobs for you, but there's jobs for everyone. There's something that everyone can do in the body of Christ, and the point is that we all work together. And I also think just being relational. I got to know CSF because one student decided while we were moving stuff in on move-in day, in that moment, somebody that was helping me carry stuff up decided to say, hey, I see you have a Bible verse here hanging on your wall. Do you know what campus ministry you're going to be a part of? Have you heard of CSF before? And it was just that one moment, that one girl just saying something like that that has led me to become a part of CSF. And so I think just knowing when the right opportunities are, and again, don't underestimate when you could talk to someone about it, because you never know what it could do.
Who was the girl that reached out to you?
Lexi Devo. And the irony of it all is that we're roommates now. So I'll be student teaching and then graduating in the fall of 2016. Some more advice I think that I have is use like the staff as far as like they'd be great mentors to you, and they'd be able to talk with you about things. And also, a lot of times Rachel and probably Chris and probably Kelly have a wide collection of books that they'd be willing to let you borrow. I actually have one here that I borrowed from Rachel, I think a lot of months ago. I probably should give that back to her. So here you go, Rachel. Sorry about that. I'll get it to you eventually. So yeah, now you have it in your possession, and it's not in my control. So.
Ow. My name's Luke Friesen. I am a athletic training major, and then moving on to PA school at some point. One way I've seen Jesus move through CSF specifically is just seeing how open and honest everyone is, and how open and honest I wasn't coming into my freshman year, and just realizing that lack of being simple and relational with other people. Something in high school that I just longed for was solid guy friendships. I had guy mentors and everything, but that only goes so far. So to have guy friends that truly cared about what I wanted to do, what my passions were, what were the areas I struggled in, just being able to be there and say, that kind of sucked, or hey, you're doing awesome, and just pour love and encouragement towards me when I needed it most. Just seeing how people responded in the time of crisis with my family, and just seeing how they gathered around and showed me how to pray, showed me how to study the Bible for myself, and just be real. Climbing a dinosaur on the way to the CSF retreat, seeing a bear at the CSF retreat.
Why was the bear there, Luke?
I don't know. No details.
Nobody put food out specifically for.
No.
Perfect.
Food, schmood. Something I wish I would have known / I think I came to realize through just being around the people at CSF and realizing, and I can't quote, this isn't my quote of how to phrase this, but the idea of loving God leads to knowledge instead of knowledge of God leads to love. And I just saw that in the people, but couldn't put my finger on it until now, this year, and so allow that to happen. Like, allow yourself to be uncomfortable, allow yourself to listen to people that you don't agree with, but just sit and listen to their perspective. Don't try to rebuttal, debate, just sit and listen. Refine what you know. If you know something, then you can be confident in that. Don't take an attack on a difference of opinion as a personal attack on you. Just, it's differing opinions, and so allow that to help you grow and help the other person grow. And always be patient with yourself in the midst of growing, in the midst where you feel like you're struggling constantly with the same thing over and over, and just experience new things with new people. Next, I will be moving back to Grand Island, my GI, and I'll be working at the same clinic as my dad as an athletic trainer, doing outreach to my old high school and to another area high school, as well as wherever else they send me. And then going to be working with my old youth group again, and my old youth pastor and that whole group, my old church, and just get a step back into the growth that they've had. And then getting married this summer, I guess that's kind of a big thing too.
You should probably mention that.
Yeah, it's a little detail. Hopefully Callie's not watching this, but no, that's just stepping into new areas and stepping back into some familiar areas, and then seeing where it takes me.
My name is Alexa Olson now. I started at UNK 5 years ago, so this is my victory lap. Finally graduating now with elementary education and minor in family studies.
Yeah, I'm Sam Olson. I'm her husband now, which is just great. I started UNK with music business and music ed, and then just quit. Now, I did really feel like a call from God, that like God was leading us elsewhere. But I was super involved leading worship for CSF and going on various mission trips and things and stuff. I'm currently the high school director at Carnegie Free Church. I guess first of all for me, having you and Kyle text me and being like, hey, you need to come out here, and then Kyle being like, we want you to lead worship, was really the big reason I really decided to come out here. I remember getting a text from him in November and him being like, we want you to be a big part of this, and I think I called you that day. I was like, all right, I think I'm gonna go to UNK. And that was a really big decision. And so just from the first, from really like my leading to UNK, CSF's been there and was the big thing in my life that I did here, I guess. I don't know about you.
It's hard to say just a few things put into words what CSF has meant to me, because it's been such a huge part of my college experience and also just my relationship with God. This was getting here as a freshman. CSF was the first place I kind of found family away from family, and I had people welcoming me in, and community that I had never experienced before, and people inviting me to coffee and asking me about my life and actually caring and talking to me about God was just like different to me, and that really stuck out to me. I guess I grew so much in my relationship with God through that discipleship and through that supportive community, that I had that accountability, and I was growing with other people too. And it was finally realizing, like, taking my relationship with God into every part of my life, and besides just the church and everything, but God was in everything.
Probably my freshman year, every Thursday night, every Thursday practice that we had here before going over, I just absolutely loved. Like, I think most days I'd get here like 3 p.m. because I was just so excited, and just to hang out with Parker and then Ethan, you, and Luke, and everyone that just combined an effort to make worship happen weekend, and even like the dumb loading off and loading on. Like, I just had a blast throughout the whole thing because we were just a team working towards one thing. So I think those are probably my greatest memories. Obviously, I think Kentucky my freshman year was a blast. I loved it. Had a great nap with Tyler there, so Tyler's older, so that was good.
Face right now.
But yeah.
There have been so many awesome memories. Every Thursday night, like hanging out and then going to donuts pretty much every week, like staying up till 1 a.m. to do that, and then or just going over to someone's house, or just the random things we did. And then definitely mission trips were a huge part of everything, and I'll always remember those, especially Las Vegas. That was my first mission trip in college, and that was a really powerful trip, one of my absolute favorite ones.
You might come on campus and think you know your plan of your major and what activities you're going to be involved in, and like your whole life scheduled out, but that probably won't be it. And I think people need to know that that's okay.
I guess one of the best things for me that I realized, I started out with going to CSF as just what I did. That's where you get filled up with God, and then you like struggle through the rest of the week, and then you go up and get filled up again. It turned around to being go to CSF to celebrate what God's doing throughout the week. Like, I realized that God can be moving and just working and through everything.
Well, so what's next is come July, we're actually moving to Indiana. So I know how I said earlier that I feel like God was leading me to quit school, and throughout this whole year as being working at UFree, I just definitely we felt, I guess his calling is leading to finish school. So basically what I'll be doing is I'll be finishing my undergrad in, I think, youth or worship ministry. I haven't settled that yet. But I'll also be doing a residency program at a church out in Indiana that I interned for a couple summers ago. And with that, I'll be working with their youth group, mainly leading worship. Should hopefully get a teaching job out there
Yeah,
because you
I'm
graduated.
looking to
Nice.
teach for this stage of life anyways.
That's next for us. We're pretty excited. It's gonna be a huge change because I guess you've been here for 5 years. I've been here for 3 years, and so it'll be a different pace of life. But we're excited for it. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but
Yeah, what he said.
Right now?
Yep.
Okay. My name is Lexi Delvaux. I will be graduating with a degree in elementary education and early childhood education. There are a lot of ways that I saw Jesus move, but I think one of the biggest things I noticed was just the way that people think about the church here at college. I think a lot of people come from, like, their family brings them to church, and so they go from the mindset of we go to church to we are the church. It's not just a place that you go, it's your way of life, and I think a lot of people either sadly like leave that behind, but a lot of people too also just really grasp that. And that's been really cool to see people realize that it's not just the pastor's job to evangelize. Like, we go out, we are in such close contact with people our age here, and even international students who have never heard about Jesus. And so it's been really cool to see people really take on their like responsibility as a Christian. When we were at that, I don't even know what it was, but it was the end of the year thing last year, and Tyler and Mickey got stuck on that rope swing forever.
No one's actually said that yet. I forgot about
It's
that.
hilarious. I was like, I know there's something that's super funny, and that's it. So
Yep.
I don't know how to explain that.
I will dig up the video.
Okay.
And I will make sure it's in there.
Yes, because that's just hilarious. And then also, I remember in August once I went on the before school retreat to Colorado, and there was like the meteor shower that's usually in August at that time, and we were like, this is so cool, we're in the mountains and it's great and we're gonna go outside and have worship, but it was so cloudy, and then we just were like, well, let's do it anyway. So we were having worship, and then the clouds just like gone, and just all the meteors. So cool. That's my favorite. I love the sky to begin with, and then that was just really cool. I think just doing things that matter. I feel like so many times I'm like, what am I doing? Like, this doesn't benefit like God or other people or me, and just like nothing. It's so pointless. Like, I'm not saying like social media and everything is bad, but I feel like there's so much time where I just sit there and I'm like, this isn't benefiting anything. So I think it's really good to think about, like, if the heart of Christianity is loving God and loving other people, then make sure you're almost always doing something that at least meets one of those. With that, I think it's just always good in general to kind of live your life with the end in mind. Like, picture yourself as a wrinkly, like, 80-year-old and think, okay, if I'm at that point, will I look back right now and be happy that I was doing this? Or do I wish I would have been, like, doing something that's a little more out of my comfort zone but more meaningful? Well, next in my life, I'm getting married, and then I'll be moving to Burwell, Nebraska, and I'm still applying for jobs, but hopefully something in a school with kids, teaching, anything is great. So yeah, we'll see what happens from there.
Actually, my good side is this side, but for engagement pictures, you have to do this stupid thing, and so I'm like, I hate that side. I don't like it. My name is Jenna Lemkow, and I will be graduating with a degree in nursing. Just coming into CSF, I've seen Jesus work students ministering to students, and that was the first time I had seen it, and it was just really new to me, and it really challenged me to grow. And even as you're, I guess, investing in other people's lives, your life changes, and I don't know, just life change is the coolest thing I've seen here. Anything in the CSF vans are hilarious. I don't know, like on the way to Kentucky, I don't know if you knew this, but this is the first time I might be telling you this story, but the snickerdoodles had melted. Did I tell you this? Okay, anyway,
Keep going,
the
please.
snickerdoodles had melted, and me, Joey, and David, and I think Sarah were in the back of the van, and we're like, oh yeah, let's just stick them up, because like the air conditioning little thing had been like out, so we're like, we'll just stick them up there, they'll freeze, it's fine. They did freeze, but they got like stuck in like the vent system, like all the way down. And so for the whole car ride, people were like, what is that rattling noise? Because it would just like, the snickerdoodle would just keep bouncing up and down. And so I think Joey like bought like a huge beef jerky stick and we fished it out. So that, anyway, I just think those vans are hilarious and funny things happen. So yeah.
I do think I remember. You bought like a Slim Jim.
Yeah, and nobody knew why. We're like, we just want to eat it. I don't know. So yeah, that was a funny story. My advice for freshmen is don't be afraid to get involved and put a lot of your effort into one thing. I think coming into college, we're like, we have to experience all these different things, which is good. But I think don't be afraid to like put a lot of energy into one, I don't know, group of people so that you can really learn from them and get the most you can, because sometimes when your attention is, I don't know, so many different ways, it's hard to grow in that, I guess. So I didn't learn that for a while, but now I know it, so. What you can expect from Jenna is I will be a nurse, so if you need any medical things, don't come to me for a while. But I'll be working at Good Sam, getting married, so that's exciting. Just going on to a next step in my life, hopefully still involved with CSF and I don't know, different things if people allow me. I don't want to be that creepy person who's like, I don't know, nobody knows who she is.
Go away!
But yeah. But yeah, that's what's next.
Hey, what's up? Hello. That was a little awkward. My name is Jenna Duvas, and I'm graduating with a degree in social work. Really, I would say that I met Jesus in college, and part of that was through CSF. I think a lot of it is just community and seeing like the character of Jesus in people, and just getting to know different people involved with CSF, and then the way that we interacted and what I've learned from them is huge. One more serious memory that I have from CSF is this year in September, Olivia was getting ready to go to Seattle, and I road tripped there with her. And as we were getting ready to leave, we literally left from CSF. It was the grill out or whatever at the beginning of the year, and everyone just like sent us on our way with some burgers, and I really realized that like CSF is a sending point, and it just really hit me like how important it is. It's like a family. Another memory I want to add is getting baptized. So I got baptized my sophomore year, and it was actually from Malia was the one who baptized me, and that was just a huge turning point in my college experience. I would just encourage younger people in college to really use college as a time to just let Jesus work in your life, seek Him and learn what your passions are, and just use the time to like grow as an individual. That was huge for me when I realized that like a whole new world opened up. Okay, so going off of my advice, in college I really realized that I'm passionate about people who are homeless and just working with people in impoverished situations. And so I'm moving to Seattle, and I'm leaving in September. I'm going to be doing a program called Serve Seattle with the Union Gospel Mission, and who knows what's after that.
Well, I'm Maddie Klinkman. I'm graduating next December after I student teach next fall I'm majoring in elementary education and early childhood. I've seen Jesus move through like mission trips that I've been on. I've been on 3 mission trips, 2 to Kentucky and then 1 in Cincinnati. I've definitely grown through that and just seen what He's been doing. Going on the missions trips and like playing the games on the vans and everyone's joking with that was really fun. It's pretty much what I got right now. Just CSF all together. It's just fun hanging out with everyone and all the jokes we make, and those are good. Something I would tell freshmen coming in would be just to go and like talk to people about CSF or any campus ministries, and they will tell you about it. I didn't really know anything as a freshman, and I didn't come to CSF till I was a sophomore. So just going out and like just testing it out and see if it's good. They're very welcoming, so they'll welcome you right to it. I gotta go teach first, and then finding a job teaching, and then that's pretty much going from there, just finding a job. My name is Brittany Forbes, and I will be graduating with a degree in secondary education, 7 through 12 Spanish and history. One way that I can really think of seeing like really Jesus move, just realizing that sometimes it's just like one life at a time. That was something that Rachel really stressed upon me, was that it just takes one life at a time to get closer to the well, which is Jesus. And I saw that through Miranda Coffey. I know she won't mind if I use her. I remember the first time that Miranda and I were going to meet in order to talk about like going through the book together. We sat down on my couch and she's like, "I think I became a Christian today." It was like the coolest thing that I've ever seen, and it just like reaffirmed that through time and like prayer and like God is so faithful and he always pursues us, but sometimes it just takes time. Like we think that we want it to be something fast, but it's in God's perfect timing that things happen. Kyle was going through Mark. He was talking about, it was in Mark 1:17, and Jesus says, "Follow me and I will make you fishers of men." And it dawned on me that it literally meant that we were going to go and fish for people. Like we were going to bring souls to know Jesus, and it like hit me so hard because I never saw it before like that, and it seemed so simple, but it was just so real to me that this is just so much greater, and that's why it's so important to like the discipleship and like just keep trying and I don't know, go fishing. One thing that I would pass on to underclassmen: find someone to meet with. Some type of mentoring or discipleship process, someone that you can just do life with, whether it be reading the Bible or if it's someone that you come together and you can just be real with them. The Bible tells us in, I believe, Ephesians, that we need to confess our sins to one another and pray for each other in order to be healed, and I would really recommend that, just to find someone that you can meet up with and have a mentor just come alongside you. I'm graduating with an education degree, but I'm not sure that that's where my heart's at. It's not really my desire to teach, so I'm thinking that I'm probably going to go back to school, but I'm not quite for sure about that. So it's just, let's get a degree right now.
They do have a lot of wisdom that they're willing to share, and you just have to seek it out. I think that's the biggest thing, is seek out the wisdom. And this wisdom from here.
Stop it. Okay, good. We're done. No more.